talk about. So we'll be able, 2 or 3 slides here, and then I'll go to some clips, and we can go from there. So why 4 verts? Well, number one, it's extremely versatile. Everybody thinks 4 verticals, you think it's chucking the ball down the field. And really, in today's football, it couldn't be further from the truth. Because we see mostly, I'd say it's probably half and half, post safety versus 2 safety. And even when you see the post safety, it's rarely ever country cover 3, right? It's never where the guys are just spot dropping where you're going to read the safety and throw off him. If it is a post safety, you're getting some sort of cover 1, you're getting some sort of match where they're going to carry your 2 verticals and you end up checking down to the outside anyway. Or like I initially said, if you have a 2 safety deal, you're probably not throwing the ball deep there much either, unless you get press coverage or unless you've got a guy that's really good that can run by somebody. So very versatile concept. Everything is built in if you teach it the right way. And that's something that we feel we can throw on first down, we can throw on second down, we can throw on 3rd and 8, and feel very confident about that. Second thing, how we kind of teach it is we talk about landmarks, for your outside receivers, and ultimately at the end of the play, after you go 4 seconds or so, you want to have the field spread horizontally. That's really what 4 verticals is doing. You're stretching them vertically, but you're really stretching the defense horizontally as well. So our landmarks are the bottom of the numbers for your outside receivers, and then the hash marks, and it's really about a yard or 2 outside the hash mark. But we kind of detail that up as we go. But generally speaking, when we teach it in the spring, that's what we talk about. Obviously, you can run it out 2x2, 3x1, and then even I have some clips where we do run it out of empty as well, and you could just tag that 5th receiver there. All right, there's a general picture. So again, just base 4 verticals. Again, this is versus a post safety deal. Again, if this is just pure cover 3, we're running 4 verticals down the field. We'll start with the outside receivers. Anytime we get off coverage where the DB's 7 to 10 yards off, then our outside receivers have the option to drop out. If they can't win by 10 to 12 yards, then they're going to drop out on their comebacks, on both sides. Now, if they get there, maybe the corner comes buzzing down or he's flat-footing a little bit, then we have the ability to, get on top of them, stem them, and win vertical. But again, pre-snap knowledge would tell us we're probably going to end up sitting that down. Now, inside here, when the quarterback sees the post safety or the either cover 3, cover 1 possibility here, he knows he's probably going to work one of these inside receivers. If it's pure cover 3, well, then we like that. We're going to work the safety, take him the way that he wants to go. Usually say the field's over here. This guy's probably going to cheat and end up, with our eyes, work him that way a little bit, and then we'll shoot the ball in this window. And if you end up looking at this picture, these are the 2 windows, kind of we're stretching this guy horizontally that we're going to attack when it's, any type of post safety. But again, back to my original point, we don't see many defenses that take their linebacker and just buzz into the flat anymore. These guys are taught now to kind of match and carry. So we end up then, when we see that, working immediately from that guy to the outside comeback. And that's kind of our progression there. We always can do something with the back, whether it's some sort of play action. We can fast motion them to a side. We can also bring him up, and he would check out and help hold one of the linebackers as well. But again, that's all stuff you can build in based on the defense you're seeing, et cetera. There's that kind of picture now. So the last one was some version of a post safety defense, cover 1, cover 3. This one here now, you have 2 safeties. So this is probably some version of quarters. Could be possibly a cover 2. Could be cover 0. But either way, we talk in kind of the R4 progression a little bit. We don't really teach the whole situation there, the whole deal, but we do talk about being capped or uncapped. So in this instance here, you see both the A and the H are capped, all right, meaning they're going to stem, they're going to try to win vertical. If they can't win, then they are taught to hook up. Now, depending on the year, depending on the guys we have, we'll give one of these guys the leeway to be the bender. All right, so in this picture here, if he's capped, he has the ability to break on the dig or break on the skinny post, or he can even hook up depending on the drop of this mic. All right, because again, we got to understand this guy's probably going to wall him. Then we're going to work in that window depending on where his depth is. This guy knows if this guy's the reader over here, if the A is the reader, then the H will be on a locked seam. Because again, we wouldn't want two guys coming into the same area. On the outside, nothing changes at all. Again, pre-snap off leverage. All right, we know we're probably going to end up dropping out, you know, unless this guy, like I said, flat foots or buzzes down, and then we would take it deep. But more times than not, we're probably going to drop out there. All right, same situation here now, and I think two more, and we got some clips here. So again, this is some version of a 3 deep cover one deal out of 3x1. But again, you see the landmarks never change. Before we had the H here, instead of running vertical, he's just going to line up here and get to that same spot from on this side. Okay, same situation. It's more of a horizontal stretch on the outside. You know, again, off coverage. They're going to try to win deep, 10 to 12 yards. If they can't win, they're going to drop out on their comeback. And we've changed this over the years. We've done anywhere from comebacks. We've done stop routes right down the stem. You know, so again, it all depends on the strength of your quarterback and what you feel comfortable doing. You know, obviously we like this both ways. To the field here is the obvious way of doing it, right? You create a lot of space here. But this is also a decent change up to be able to go formation to the boundary. So this is the field out here. And now you can kind of condense this in a little of a bunch situation. And these guys on defense aren't used to doing that a lot. So it's a nice little change up, and you can easily pop a guy free in that situation there. But again, end of the day, you have your landmarks, numbers, hash, hash. And again, this guy would come across. This guy, again, has the ability to be the reader if need be, but with one high, he should end up just screaming right down the hash. The guy that usually ends up falling off would be this corner if he plays it right, and if they play their divider rules or divider principles the right way. All right, so kind of just talked about this. 4 verts versus any cover 3. It's a horizontal stretch on the free safety. Okay, we're putting 4 deep versus 3 defenders. Quarterback's going to read the inside 2 verticals. And I think this is the key to the whole situation. I'm sure most of you have thrown 4 verts before, but there's one thing you take away from this, and again, I didn't make this up by any means. One of my high school coaches actually kind of talked about this a lot, and then when we got to college, it really didn't change. You know, it's all timing with the quarterback. If he's in the gun, it should be catch 1, 2, 3, and he needs to get rid of that ball. It really shouldn't be a hitch, depending on how quick his feet are. That ball needs to be caught 18 to 22 yards. It's what we call a 2 ball. If you ever kind of seen this analogy, we go 1, 2, 3. 1 ball's on a line, 2 balls, you know, on a medium arc. This ball you throw right over that, you know, Mike linebacker and drop it in the hole. And a 3 ball's, you know, your deep ball, obviously. So you want a 2 ball on this, 18 to 22 yards right before the safeties and corners can kind of converge on that. And then the final thing, again, like I kind of mentioned briefly, we do a lot of stuff to kind of decorate it, dress it up a little bit. You know, go play action, whatever your run game. Or if you're in an outside zone, you might want to flash fake across. If you're inside zone, you can, you know, play action that. You can fast motion the receiver. In fact, you can start an empty and come back and then play action. You know, check down with your running back. Whatever, again, your scheme is, your pass protection that you build in. Lots and lots of options with 4 verts. Here's a clip here. So again, it's 2x2 into the boundary. Actually, let me turn audio. There we go. The 2x2 into the boundary. We got some version. Let's see here. I believe it's some version of cover 1 or 3. So looking at it right now, we're really unsure. It's 1 safety. Although the cues are here, you can see, do they have zone eyes or do they have man eyes? And it looks pretty darn close to 100% that all 4 of those guys have man eyes. So we know it's probably cover 1. All right. So immediately, quarterback knows he's probably going to work one of the inside verticals, depending on the release they get. Kind of keep the safety. He wants to go to the field, keep him at the field. We play action, and the quarterback makes a really good kind of back shoulder throw there on the vertical into the boundary. Here's a good kind of end zone copy of this. Again, decent fake here. to kind of hold the linebackers, holds 44 just enough to get the ball right over his head. So again, you could dress it up, whatever play action you use. So we scout protection, get the back out of there. And again, when it's all said and done, you can see this number 2 receiver does a great job of, at the end of the day, getting to his landmark. It's kind of hard to see here. We go back to the sideline. Ball's right at the 50, say 49. So not a math major, but 50, get it down to like the 30-ish. The ball should be caught right about that 30-yard line, 18 to 22 yards. So 5, 10, 15, 18 to 22 would be the perfect window. And he caught it, looks like right at about 22. So pretty darn good timing, pretty good throw there. Watch it here from the end zone. Good throw and catch. All right, so same picture. One high. Again, just kind of showing you now, if you do get a pure cover 3 team, all right, it really makes your life easy. Again, teams we play, we really rarely see these defensive guys are so well coached that, you know, these guys are rerouting too, and they're really making you throw these hard comeback balls way out to the outside. So if you talk to an offensive guy, you know, we'll say we'll take those all day. But you talk to a defensive guy, they're going to give them to you because they want to take away these inside throws here. All right, same picture now. So again, some sort of free safety in the middle of the field. Could be cover 3, could be cover 1. They got a 3-3 box. I think there's actually another safety hanging out over here somewhere. There he is. All right, we're 3-by-1 though. So again, at the end of the day, we should have 4 guys right there on our landmarks. Bottom of the numbers, he's going to end up on the hash. He's going to end up on the hash. And again, there's the comeback there. Let's keep an eye on both outside receivers. Looks like 1st and 10. We're both off coverage. So we know, again, minus this guy coming down and buzzing down and maybe playing some sort of cloud, we know we're probably going to drop out on the outside. All right, so let's watch this guy down at the bottom. He's trying to win vertical. If by 10 to 12 yards he can't win, he's going to drop it back out to the outside. Up top, same thing. He's going to drop back out. So that's kind of your deal on the outside. Up top, so you see this H, he's going to work across the football, end up at the other hash, 18 to 22 yards. And he's just going to work right off this backer. He's capped. He got the safety in the middle of the field. He finds the window. Quarterback leads him right into it. Does a great job coming back to the quarterback to catch the football. And that is pretty much that picture right there to a T. Their free was playing over top the trips a little bit more. But nonetheless, same exact deal there. And that ends up being your 2 windows. Again, 4 verticals, everybody thinks we're chucking the ball deep, but no, we're really stretching them this way when it's 1 high.